DreAllDay.com.
DreAllDay.com. Today's daily motivation is about going over the top of problems. And I'll give y'all an example of this. And this is something that I wrote about. Everything I talk about in these daily motivations, by the way, I've either written about in a book, I talk about in one of my courses, I coach people on this, or I've talked about in one of my podcasts. So these are not brand new necessarily ideas from me, but they might be brand new to you. And I'm breaking them down in these bite-sized ways for you all for this daily motivation, for the purpose of this. But the reason that I do that is not to discredit the daily motivation, but because y'all need to understand that every human being needs to consume a message in more than one way, more than one time, in order to actually get it. For something to sink in, you got to hear something more than once. So when you were in kindergarten, how many times did y'all do the ABC song? Like a million times, right? And now everybody knows how to read and write. Okay, so it's not one time you get something. You got to get it more than once. So anyway, over the top of problems. So I was flying on, it was either like Spirit or Frontier Airlines. This was several years ago. I do not fly on Spirit or Frontier again these days, and I would never fly on either of those airlines again under any circumstances. But I was flying on that airline at this particular time, and I was sitting in economy, and we'll get to that in a second. And what happened is the person in front of me, they reclined their seat. Now, I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall, so my legs are relatively long. So if somebody reclines their seat, you're sitting in economy, that thing is hitting your legs, and you got to adjust because they reclined their seat. So I tapped on the person in front of me. It was a female, and I asked her, hey, could you please, not recline your seat and put it back up? Now, she was nice enough, and I was nice enough in the way that I asked, that she complied and she put her seat back up. But it got me to thinking, and this is just the way that I think. My mind just thinks this way. What if she said, no, I want to recline my seat. I'm tired. It's a long flight, and I want to lean back and keep my seat reclined, and I'm allowed to do that. I thought to myself, does she actually have a right to do it? So I went and I Googled it. When I got home, I went and looked it up. Like, what's the rules on people reclining their seats? If the person in front of you doesn't want you to, and they're uncomfortable, and you reclined anyway, and there's a discrepancy, there's a conflict, what happens? Can you call the flight attendant? Can they make you put your seat up? What's the situation? And I read up on it, and I found out that the answer is people can do whatever they want with the seat that they paid for. So if someone wants to recline their seat and is leaning on my knees and is uncomfortable for me, and they don't want to comply with what I want, then I just got to deal with it, because they paid for the seat, and reclining of the seat is part of the price that you pay for the ticket. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, if the next flight I get on, somebody does this, then I'm gonna have the same problem, and there ain't a shit I can do about it. So I figured, what can I do? So I figured, all right, here's what I can do. I know that on flights, I don't know if Frontier or Spirit has this, I'm not sure, it doesn't matter, because I will never fly on those airlines again, and neither should you, by the way. That's a different story for a different day. I said, all right, I know when I fly on other airlines, they have like exit row seats. So I could just pay extra, get the exit row seat, and there's no seat directly in front of me, or at least not like real close in front of me. So then I have the leg room. So now I'll never have this problem again. So I just got to spend a little bit extra on that seat. Or I could fly in first class. And again, Frontier and Spirit, last I checked, didn't have first class. I don't know if they do now. It doesn't matter, because I'll never fly Frontier or Spirit again. But I could fly first class on an airline, and in first class, the seats have way more space. So if somebody reclines, it won't matter, it won't affect me. That is the concept of going over the top of the problem. See, the problem was somebody reclining their seat. But see, if I sit in the exit row where I pay extra, or I sit in first class where I pay extra, it doesn't matter if the person in front of me reclines their seat, because it does not affect me. That's what it means to go over the top of a problem. Give you another example. Today I was in the grocery store, and I did pick up some laundry detergent or dishwasher detergent, whatever it is, whatever I was asked to pick up. So I go and pick up the dishwasher detergent, and that's just like $15 a package. Right? So it was like $30 to pick up a couple of these dishwasher detergents. I thought they was gonna be like $4 a piece. It was $15, and not like I didn't buy them. I bought them for $30. And the thing that I'm thinking is, I know there were times in my life where that right there, I would have had to think hard. Like, should I get one of them? Should I get two of them? Now I'm calculating in my mind, like, how much money I got left over for the other things I want to pay for. I'm not in that situation right now, but if I was, here's the way that you address that issue. Is not get cheaper detergent. Is not only buy one of them. Is not stop creating laundry or using dishes so that you don't have to do it. No, the answer is go make more money. Go generate more revenue, so that whatever something costs is not stopping you from actually buying it. You shouldn't be stopped from buying something that you want or need just because of how much it costs, because you got the money to buy it no matter what it costs. That's what it means to go over the top of a problem. So going over the top of a problem is figuring out what solution or what situation can you create for yourself that no matter what this problem is or does or however it presents itself, you will be able to deal with it. That's what it means to go over the top of a problem. So look at whatever issues you have in your life right now and the type of people that I talk to and the kind of challenges that I hear from people. Many of the challenges people have is they don't have enough money. Money is a challenge. I can't afford to do this. I want to do it. I need to do it, but I don't have the resources to do it. The way you go over the top of that problem is not by asking someone to lower their price or getting a discount code or hoping that something goes on sale or going and finding a cheaper version of the thing that you want. Don't do that. All right, those are compromises that you shouldn't be making. What you need to do instead is ask yourself, how do I go over the top of this problem by actually having more revenue in place so that I don't have to compromise on the things that I want, and I don't even have to think about compromise on the things that I want. I can get what I want by making sure I have the resources in place. How do I go over the top of this problem? That's the way that you should be asking this question. And this is a way of thinking, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something that you do. This is a way of thinking. All right, this is a way of being, rather, is a better way of saying it. It's a way of being so that you never have to even wrestle with this challenge of, do I lower my standard of what I want, or can I get the thing that I want? You should always be able to get the thing that you want, and if you can't, then you need to think about, how do I go over the top of this, rather than how do I settle or how do I compromise? That's just, again, the mindset that I want you to install based on what you're hearing here today. So with all that said, folks, I thought the battery died, but it didn't die. It kept going. All right, so with all that said, that's today's daily motivation. I send out a daily motivation by text message every day as well. You want to get that daily motivation text, all you got to do is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6895.